Hello and welcome to the Underpowered Podcast. This is a gaming-centric podcast where we talk about video games. Even though we're busy, even though we have lives going on, we still find time to game. It is Tuesday, and we are here with a wonderful, beautiful, awesome podcast. My name is Shelby Stokes. On the cast today, Philip Karen.
Hello.
What up? And Eric Scott are both here.
Good evening.
We're here to talk some video games and some other video games. Like video games, Eric, you were pulling some packs earlier. You were lighting the world on fire this afternoon.
I was. It was no underpowered Pokemon hour this week, so I decided that for every win in my afternoon stream, I'm just going to rip a pack, celebrate, rip a pack. And I got a little carried away. Had a couple extra packs, didn't get all the wins I wanted to, so you know what? It's my stream. I can open the packs as I want.
Well, I will say that I know I complimented you off stream, but what you've been doing with the segment is really awesome, man. It's you have, if for those people who are tuning in that haven't caught that episode at all, or anything that Eric does, you mix it up a lot. You don't just straight play games. You take breaks. You go over lore. I know that you were doing the ranking with Casey the other day, the starter Pokemon, or what was it? The starter? Was it the final evolution?
The final evolution. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you've been doing just like you are. I appreciate it. You've been mixing everything up. You've been every 15 minutes or so, you stop, you move into something else, and it's great. It's never boring. So it's super awesome.
I really appreciate that. I put a lot of thought into the show. I'm really excited. Next year, a few months, get the overall setup improved. I want to actually stream the video game. I want to have more overall. It's very TCG centric right now, which is a lot of fun. I enjoy that, and I think what makes all of us work so great is we just play what we like, and it just translates into a lot of fun, interesting stuff. And so once I get the computer set up, going. Well, I'll have a lot more interesting stuff coming our way.
I mean, I always have fun watching you because I don't know anything about Pokemon, and you're like, yeah, VMAX, and then this counts as 2 cards. I'm like, oh man, there's just a lot more depth to this than I ever anticipated. Not that I would ever poo-pooed it, just that it was I didn't appreciate it for what it is. So it's kind of fun to watch you ebb and flow through that pack.
Yeah, and I will definitely say that I can't have it on with my son around, because the minute that I have it on, if I have it on while I'm finishing up work or something in the background, then he's immediately tuned into, I want to play, or why does he have this card? And I'm like, dude, you need to just chill for a minute, all right? Can I have this on for 5 minutes without you getting jealous over here?
Yeah, so my kids keep catching me with it on. They'll come in and be like, "Oh, Dad's watching Pokemon again." I'm like, "Come on!"
Just called out.
I'm totally getting ratted out by my children. It's a whole thing.
No, it's fun. It's addicting. It's a card game with lottery tickets. It's just a lot of it. Well, I equate the pack opening and the collectability, or the collecting portion of it, very much to scratcher tickets that you don't throw away, that can potentially be worth a couple of nickels down the road. But no, the pack openings is a lot of fun, and
Before you hopped on, Philip, we were talking about the elusive Ditto card. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but they make some sort of Ditto card with a film over the top of it, and then you peel it back and it's a Ditto underneath. And I was like, Eric, tell me that you've drawn one of these. Tell me.
I have not. It's in the Pokemon Go set, and there's a few common cards that you have to look there. Next to the set symbol, there's a little Ditto symbol on there, and if you find that card, you peel the top of the card back and you reveal the Ditto, and it's just this awesome shiny hollow card, and it's this very exciting moment, because in Pokemon Go, when you uncover a Ditto, you catch a Pokemon that it's like a Numel, just some random normal Pokemon, and it turns into a Ditto, and it's this awesome surprise. And So it kind of replicates that with the game. It's actually a really good nod to Pokemon Go as a part of the game. So
yeah, so I feel like I'm establishing my chase card here. Like this is going to be my chase card from now. Like I'm going to establish a gambling habit just to get this Ditto chase.
I'll have to make sure I've got some Pokemon Go packs on hand. I think I opened them all on the last stream. I'll get some more. They're out there. They're not very much. No, yeah. Ditto hype is real. Ditto hype is real.
So you've done your first tournament, you've won your first couple tournaments. So here's my question for you. As I play with Dr. Z, right? We play Magic the Gathering quite a bit. Do you find that this game at the higher levels, when you're getting into those like more expensive tournaments, do you find that the game still has depth to you as far as what your options are, your complexity? Because I know that from my limited experience playing Pokemon card game online, that it does sometimes feel like you're kind of chasing this certain draw or you're chasing this one card. And if someone does land the card that they need to get, that they can run the board and you're pretty much like you are out of options.
Yeah. And it's a good question. There's definitely a meta with Pokemon cards. You know, there's definitely certain cards let me kind of rephrase. There are certain cards that I think are a standard that just about every good deck has. But then there are certain meta level combinations that exist that kind of, you know, sometimes they just experiment with, and someone comes up with something crazy. Flying Pikachu VMAX was a huge card in the World Championships. You know, just a random VMAX card that might fly under the radar normally that is incredibly powerful. It's and then on the other hand, there are cards and I kind of talked about it in a previous episode. Like boss's orders. Cards that you need to have, that you need to be able to access in order to control the flow of the game. Being able to control what's actually out there in play is extremely powerful. The switch card is an extremely powerful card to be able to pull and just, move something, just move in what you need. And, the boss's orders move in the Pokemon they have on their bench that you need to take out, that you want to, to disrupt their plans. So that's, and as far as strategy early on, to kind of round this out, it really does come down to who can get going their setup. There's kind of a core setup everybody has. The cards, the star cards that you have that do the damage, the cards that support, the cards that help. For me, I've got a energy generation engine, I guess is a way that I would describe it. Cards that I use to be able to attach multiple energies, per turn. So, it's being able to get that going on your end before the other person. That's really where the deck building comes into play. And that's where I'm finding personal struggles on my end. Is sometimes I'm able to hey, first turn super productive, and every turn thereafter is very productive. And then I have, I'm just kind of drawing dead. And that's, if you find yourself doing that too often, your deck's got holes in it.
Nobody wants to draw dead. Nobody ever should draw dead.
No.
But Phil and I were drawing dead pretty frequently this weekend. I had probably one of the best times I've had in a long time when we played Fortnite for what I believe was 3.5 hours. I believe we clocked in a 3.5 hour stream. I got back on a Friday. I was working. I got home and I'm like, I'm going to stream some Resident Evil. So I get on, and for some reason it needed a 30 gig update. Now, whether that was a full-on update or whether my game just had to re-download, I'm not really clear. But I know that I wasn't going to wait for 30 gigs to come down. So Phil and I hopped on with Higher Ground, and we had some of the best fun I've had in a very long time. Like, all three of us were just getting murked over and over. There were definitely holes in our deck.
We did. I mean, yes. we did finish out the game. We did well. I mean, I guess we should put it in retrospect, right? The first game that we even were in, right? We were spectating higher ground, so I figured out how you could spectate because he was finishing up a game and he won his first game without killing the final guy.
Dude, Eric, he just hid in the corner. It was ridiculous. He just literally hid in the corner, and the circle killed the other guy. And he's like, "I won! I'm the best." We're like, "Well, maybe you're not the best, but I mean, we are happy that you won."
Hey, and so you know what? Yeah. How you win. I mean, there's so many different ways to win. I love it. Like Pokemon TCG. This is
this is not the way that
finding
you
a
want
way to win.
This is not the way you want to tell your wrestling.
So that at the end of the game, he wins the same. So we won back-to-back games to finish the stream, and the second to last game, that we won, he did the same thing. He literally just hit around the side of a mountain and had his aim down the sights and just waited for the circle to shoot somebody up. So higher ground here, scored 2 wins, and we had a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun too. There was a lot of jokes. We weren't taking it too seriously, but we kind of were taking it seriously.
I am so happy that you were the one running the stream too, because I think you're the most interesting to watch, because there's a couple of segments where I'm just hiding in a bush for like 10 minutes straight, and he goes like, "Why don't you do something? Why don't you finally shoot somebody?" And I'm just sitting there saying, no, Daddy's driving now. And then I still just continue to sit in the bush and try to pick people off.
Well, I mean, look, I get in a lot of trouble, and I think what happens is that when I get bored with games, I start, like, just in general, not with the time, but when I just get bored with the game in general, like, I just start doing really reckless things, right? And so Nathaniel, aka HG, aka Higher Ground, he gets really frustrated at me whenever we play because, like, probably I'm an old man, dude. Like, as far as gamers are concerned, I'm 35. So, like, this stuff can't sustain my attention anymore. And like an hour and a half in, I'm like, all right, let's 1v3, no problem, man. Let's get in there.
You're like the real life Leroy Jenkins. You're just like, nope, I'm going in. We're going hot. I'm tired of waiting.
I only have 6 bullets. Yeah. Doesn't matter. We're gonna figure it out on the way.
So like we got to like one of what felt like our last game, and I'm like, guys, we should play one more, and nobody like disagreed, and I was like, oh shoot, I've already said it, so now let's go again. So at 2:15 we finally called her quits, but man, it's been a minute since I've stayed up till 2 a.m. playing games.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm of the 4 of us, Casey not being here, I'm the odd man out. I don't have kids, and so I know that for you guys with kids, just knowing how busy Casey is all the time, those times where you get to hop on together, co-op play, multiplayer games, and just go and just get down. Those are rare times for you guys to have. So
yeah, and I know that
it's you guys go hard, and I appreciate that.
Well, for sure. And like when you have those opportunities, they are rare. Like, in fact, Philip was trying to set up an Overwatch 2 stream earlier this week and kind of had some difficulty jumping into the queue and making it happen. And, he's probably going to say it was user error, but I just have to say that looked way more complicated than it needed to be and was a little disappointing.
It was, yeah, it was so weird. I mean, and we looked at it right after the fact, and you look at the stream and the button is literally not on the screen at all to invite someone into party. And then after 25 minutes of trying, it randomly shows up after I did nothing, after I changed no settings. I didn't do anything. It's weird. I mean, Overwatch 2, was having some issues, right? So on launch day, their servers, I just don't know why. I don't know why I miss my soapbox, right? I don't know why we can't figure it out. That like 1 million people are going to be jumping on the servers the first day, and they were just getting crashed. You were waiting for hours to get into a lobby. I would on that first night, right? I did a little bit of an Overwatch stream the very first night it came out. And what I did was I just left the game running in the office. I left it on while I was eating dinner and just let it go for an hour and a half. And I was finally able to get into some shaky games. But Higher Ground and I played some Overwatch. It's not his game, and I'm going to say it just because It's just not
No,
for
I
me
watched it.
anymore.
I watched the stream. Yeah, for sure. No, I was like, okay, I know little about Overwatch 2. It sounds like Higher Ground has some background in it, so maybe they can go in there and rip. And like, you guys were not, there were multiple runs where you guys just couldn't put anything together. And I admittedly passed out very early that night, but what I did say you guys play, it looked like you were having issues getting like your team composition and rally going here.
Yeah, that's probably,
I mean,
that could be a huge problem.
That is the problem with this game. If anybody who played the original, Eric, I know you played the original.
Yeah.
The game's pretty much exactly the same. I mean, they have a few new maps and they have a few new characters, but the dynamic is still the same. The two complaints I always had about Overwatch, and now it's pretty much the same for Overwatch 2, is that number one, there's so much VFX flying across the screen that if you don't know, right? Like when I jump in, one of the things I loved about Fortnite is that you can jump in, you don't need to know what all the characters do. You can just jump in and have a nice time. Whereas these type of team composition games, Apex, Overwatch, right? You need to know the different characters and their skills and how they can affect you. And some people are close range and some people are distance. And you just see machine gun fire. You'll see it all over the screen. And there's skills blasting. And you're like, what is like right here? It's like, what is even happening? Yeah. What's going on? There's bullets flying everywhere. And then you do run into the issue, like you said, Shelby, where if you just everyone start the points are so far away that if you start trickling, if one at a time you start running back to rally up with randoms, then you just get mowed the entire time because you have to group up as a team and you have to take it as a team fight. And it's been notorious with randoms of just like you're just running, they pick you off one at a time and they just mop the floor in like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you're onto something when you say the visual effects are overwhelming. Because, like, I watch this and I don't quite understand what's going on. It's like, okay, I don't really understand who's killing who or where this is coming from. And then there's other times where it seems like characters die super quickly, like, you know, people you're up against. And other times it feels like they're super bullet spongy. And I can't really seem, and I'm not even playing it, so maybe I just need to get a controller in front of me and man up and try it. But as it is now, it's hard for me to like really get a read on what like the time to down is and the balance, because there is so much going on.
And it's not just visual, it's audible too. You know, when a character uses their special, there's a unique audible emote that they give out. So, you know,
hey.
Yeah, you know, you don't necessarily need to know where, you know, Soldier 76, for example, you know, if you know when he, you know, the emote, or if you know what he says when he, you know, uses his ultimate, and you hear him, you know, you hear that, you know, in the background, you go, oh crap, you know, okay, I need to, you know, find cover right now because, you know, he's locked in on all of us right now. So there's so much visually you need to understand. There's so much audibly you need to understand in order to be able to be an effective player. And
whoa, stop the auction. Whoa.
I'm just hearing about effective
wild
players
hairman
in Overwatch, and I just want you guys to know I'm the most effective Winston on the block.
Are you? Well, because you couldn't get your console to work, so I don't really know if you're that effective.
No, we played, Big Doug and I in our Discord, we played for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours on Saturday. Phil was going to join us, and then I was like, I need to go to sleep because it was 11:30.
Well, and it's funny because so Nathaniel has had no experience at all with Overwatch. So like on launch day, I had showed him, and I put out a short a little bit ago about the 5 stages of Overwatch, and that was all in one evening as he progressed through the evening, and we've all experienced that, right? The stage 1, he's like, oh, this is a fun game, and then like stage 2 is like he's getting really excited because he's Soldier 76 and he's getting a bunch of kills, and then stage 3 is like he's starting to get discouraged because he's just getting mowed down, and then by the end he's like, I don't want to play this game anymore. So it was fun to watch. It's fun to watch Nathaniel go through the stages all in one evening of being like, I feel like I totally understand this meta, to being like, oh, this map sucks. And it's like, well, you got to know everything that's going on.
It's the 3 stages of Overwatch.
And unfortunately, to be a good Overwatch player, you have to be comfortable with more than one character. You've got to find, and I would say at least 5 or 6 characters, you know, a couple of each type that you can move in and out of comfortably throughout a match. And that's the unique part about Overwatch is is changing that character with, in the middle of the match, saying, hey, this isn't working. We need, this might work better for what we've got right there, because you can't necessarily control what all of your randoms are doing.
And for those of you who are listening to our audio podcast, that is Casey the Cool Man. He just popped in out of nowhere, out of left field. He's now on the cast. There's 4, not 3. We've just been +1. Did you character change in the lobby, or how did that work, Case?
Was that?
Did you character change in the lobby, or how did that work?
Yeah, I wanted to go tank, No, I just was putting my daughter to bed. So I was home today because my daughter had a 101-degree fever last night. No COVID. And then it was a debacle of, we are getting a new stove or oven. And it's, if you go to Lowe's, it's not really a Lowe's trip unless you go 7 times because you have to go back. We got the wrong pipe. It's a whole thing. I've never had so much rage in the span of an hour because my wife doesn't understand what's going on, and I'm trying to explain it to her, and then she's not listening to me. And so I'm repeating myself over. I just feel like I know what my little kids cry because they're trying to emote. I just like, why? So I broke down in tears. No,
that's good. I mean, tears are good. Healthy tears. It's healthy.
Yeah, healthy tears. The bottom line is, did you end up finding the right tube or the right pipe?
Well, no. This is the thing that gets me because the installer's like, this won't work because it's. And welcome to Oven Talk tonight, our new podcast segment.
Oven Talk.
This is just grown up real life stuff. The gas line has a different fitting on it. It doesn't have like a connector bolt or not bolt fastener. And I was looking at it like, huh. And then they're like, yeah, this won't work because it's bigger. And granted, it was a bigger size, but I think if they try to pull the same thing tomorrow, I'm gonna say, I'm like, hey, take it off and try it, because I'm gonna tell you that's the right size and it should thread on there. And if it doesn't, then we'll figure it out from there. But they're like, no, we're not gonna. And I was kind of like, okay. And then like today, my rage just continued to grow. And I'm like, if I see them tomorrow, it's gonna be the gloves are off.
You have to switch over from natural gas to propane just based on the stove that you bought.
I said to my wife, I was like, I really wish we got an electric. Here's the thing: we got an electric oven, but we like a stove gas top.
Oh,
I get
fancy.
That. Yeah,
Phil's the chef in here. Yeah. He gets it. I like how Eric and I are first name, and then you two on that side are first and last name for those watching the audio cast. We have 2 camps here.
It says a lot about our personality. I will say this. I was mentioning this to Shelby the other day because you know that you're becoming an adult, right? When the best thing that happens for you is that you get a leaf blower. So I got in adult talk, I got my first leaf blower this spring. What kind did you get? I don't know, something that has a battery, something that fits with a set of other tools that I can change batteries out.
Whoa. What camp did you buy into? It does matter.
Yeah, is it electric? Is it gas?
Are you talking?
No, it's electric.
What color is it? What color is it?
Yeah, it's like a Ryobi. Like the battery.
Oh, the green and black.
Yeah. I take the battery out of the leaf blower. I put it into the weed whacker, and then I have it's the same battery. But I don't know how I lived without it. To be honest with you, it's so great, and I'm so happy, and everyone in the house was like, "This is so wonderful," and we're like,
Ryobi makes good electric
mark my words. It is October 18th. Wait until mid-December, and you're gonna be moving that thing from one end of the garage to the other, and be like, "Why did I buy this? I never use this anymore."
I use my blower like every other week.
I got up on the roof to use it. I blew the leaves out of the gutter, standing on the roof. It was so nice.
I have a gas backpack one that my grandfather gave me when he passed away. It was a still, so they had like 5 acres. So it's like a heavy duty, like professional landscaping one. It's insane. When I was like, why this is the life. But those Ryobis are nice.
We'll ever need.
When are you gonna play Power Wash Simulator? Phil, because I think that sounds like a game that would be
I actually saw. I was doing some research on TikTok about other gaming.
Nobody ever.
Right, research on different gaming channels, and I actually saw someone who said,
"Honey, I'm researching. I'm not just aimlessly watching." That's what I'm gonna start saying.
Yeah, games that sound like they suck, but they're actually pretty good. And this guy was featuring Power Wash Simulator. That it's actually quite satisfying. Although for me, I get that sort of feeling like that starts to cross into, why wouldn't I just go outside and actually just use my power washer that I have rather than play it on a digital version? But I kind of also get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's totally understandable. That's totally understandable. Like, you know, it feels better to get the dopamine release and then not have to actually put the hose away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be wet after you get the dopamine release.
Well, I have that Goat Simulator. It's another one of those games that I see everybody play, and I'm like, why?
Was it the Angry Goose Game?
Angry Goose Game. That's an Eric game.
Play. That's what somebody needs to play.
I think it's you. I think the person that needs to play is you.
It might be. You get to be a goose and you just walk around and ruin people's day. How fun does that sound? That sounds awesome. Bad day at work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to wreck people's day.
Speaking of wrecking people's day, you want to know what I played yesterday with Dr. Z?
Oh, Shiv 2?
That's right. Chivalry 2.
Oh,
and I died continuously over and over. So cool. I was bludgeoned to death at least 105 times.
Wow.
And I got to level 3. So if you ever need to take your anger out on somebody, play Chivalry 2.
Now, this is free to play on Game Pass, right?
Yes, it is. I would not pay for this because I just skipped the tutorial like an adult. Ain't nobody got time for a tutorial. And hopped into a game with Franklin and just got brutally decimated over and over again.
Who? Dr. Z?
Dr. Z, yes.
Oh man,
are you bad or are people just good? Is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B?
Definitely a little bit of column A and B. So I mean, like an adult with no patience whatsoever, I'm going to write this game off in its entirety because it's too hard for old man.
Hey, it looks like it's fun.
How many hours did you play?
Yeah, how long? 64 players.
Not even a full hour. Like, let's be real. Like, not even a full hour.
That's not even enough time to really encapsulate. No, you were just over it.
It was like 8:15 to like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, well, this has been fun. At one point, Dr. Z said to me, he's just like, I don't know if I'm having fun or not, but I'm gonna keep playing. Good. And I was like, yep, that's exactly how I feel right now. That's exactly how I feel.
Did you kill anybody? Or were you
yeah. And when you get people, it feels so good to like swing a big old mace or a big old sword and just skadoosh, and it feels like it has weight. So it's a very well-made game. This is going to be for a certain group out there. I don't think I will be going back.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, I mean, you tried it, you know, variety of spice of life. I just, that's interesting. I'd like to try Shiv. I really would. I think it would be kind of fun to play as a group.
You should. I would definitely try it again, but I did a lot of dying, and maybe like take some time to do the tutorial. Don't do it like I did. Do not like I did.
I'm a tutorial guy. So,
but you
Overwatch makes you do the tutorial. I appreciated that. I'm still bad at DPS, but tanking was easy. I'm like, just drop a shield. Well, here, just to go back to Overwatch really quick, because I was looking at stats, and when I was playing with Doug, I'm like, okay, damage shield. I'm like, what's MIT? And he's like, I don't know. And he's played it for years. And I was like, mitigated damage. Okay, that's probably important for the tank. So that was like, I want to get beat up. Who can get beat up the most? That was me when I played Overwatch. I was the Mitt king.
Do you know what Mitt is? What is Mitt?
It's mitigated damage. It's the damage you mitigate.
It's like healing or blocking.
Or blocking, right? So like it's like Winston's shield. He drops that force field, so people stay in it. And it mitigates the bullet damage.
Stupid. Mitigated damage? Get a real stat. Like, seriously.
It is a real stat. It's the tank's job.
It's like how much you protect.
Shelby is the DPS in WoW that stands in the fire.
Yeah, for sure. I'm winning!
No, get out of the fire.
Oh, my God.
Where's my healer? Where's my healer? Yeah, when you're asking for a healer, then you know what mitigated damage is.
Yes.
Let's mitigate this damage with some news.
Oh, that's a great segue.
That is a great segue.
They are the masters of segues.
I'm pretty sure I didn't use the word mitigated right, but we're on to the races, boys and girls. Here we are. G4 has been canceled again, Mr. Casey.
Who's been canceled again? G4 is canceled again.
The G4 network.
It's like I'm living in 2008 again or 2012 all over. Okay, less than a year, which not surprised.
No.
So it's interesting. I wanted to have Spool on to talk about this because Spool worked on the original G4.
Right.
This was pretty wild because basically on Sunday, the parent company of G4, which I believe is Universal, sent out an email like, yeah, we don't have the funding. You're all out of work. Network's been canceled. So like one producer on the show found out on an airplane flying home from her grandfather's funeral. The Completionist, who does great YouTube videos, was like, it was in someone else's tweet, and they wrote in a subtweet, "Hey, I just found out that right there. Hey, this is how I found out how I lost my job." It's what he said in Wario, I believe it's Wario 64 that posted that, or someone did. And Jared, the Completionist, is awesome. If you ever watch his YouTube videos, he was part of X Play. There was a lot of controversy with G4. There was a personality named Frosk, who is a League of Legends MOBA player, really into Pokemon Unite, and she riled up a bunch of feathers like early on into the launch of G4. They had a lot of really good people, but my understanding is they were overpaying their staff, their talent. Like some talents were getting tens of thousands of dollars for a appearance. They had some, you know, Xavier Creed is, or Austin Creed, Xavier Woods.
See the guy from Rocky 5?
That's Tommy Gunn. That's what are you talking about?
I guess the answer is no then.
He is a WWE personality. He's part of the New Day. And he has his own YouTube channel called Up, Up, Down, Down, because a lot of the wrestlers in their spare time are big time gamers. And they brought him on, which I always thought was weird because he has a big enough channel. Like, did you ever watch any of the new G4 on Twitch?
I did not. You know, I have a reverence for it in the past, but in terms of their recently released content in the last 12 months, no, I haven't really picked up much of it.
When you'd watch, there'd be like 1,000 to 2,000 viewers, which is awesome. But for a channel like that, like you'd have to, one, be doing 10 hours of content a day. They have to be doing up. And then they went into like this months of dead air, like nothing new. You couldn't find anything. People were leaving the show. They tried to get a bunch of big Twitter and YouTube personalities, and it just didn't work. Because here's the thing: YouTube and Twitter, they all had their own established YouTube channel, so they would make money on their own doing that. Like it helped promote who they are, but the G4 brand was secondary to the people.
Well, it sounds like they took a lot of the old DNA from like the old G4, and they're like, yeah, this will work. Like it did. I know it didn't work before, but yeah, this will work. And then it's like, oh, well, actually, no, it didn't work before, and it's not going to work again.
No, they should have,
which is pretty disappointing.
Yeah, they should have just been like, hey, we're making a YouTube series of X Play, and it's a show that you can watch. That would have been a better use of like, hey, we're gonna get these people. It shouldn't a Twitch channel. With that, like what we do, because we're for working adults, like we have a Twitch channel that we share, right? And there's content for everybody on there, be it Pokemon, Fortnite.
Yeah, and we make tens and tens of dollars.
Yeah, we make tens of dollars. That's correct. And it works for us because it's from the ground up. G4 was taking established people that had their own, they had their own channels that they couldn't make money. It was doomed to fail in my mind.
And then, like, they're throwing money around. You look at what they're doing and what they're producing, and it's not cheap. Like, it's pretty high dollar, high production, like, quality, which is nice. You're like, okay, cool. If G4 is going to come back and do it upright, then I'm all in. But if you're not going to make dollars and cents, then you better back off.
Right.
I think G4 could easily exist if they took some of those key individuals from the channel and just said, hey, stream 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, switch up the segments, get in front of a computer, make it work. Because that brand has enough notoriety to work. And as you mentioned, multiple thousands of viewers on some of those streams, like there's obviously demand for it, but for them to kind of think that it's going to take on the world and revolutionize things, it's not. I think that the market strategy that they're going for here didn't really make sense either. It's like you're throwing network money at something that's already been done on Twitch over and over. Like this market is being filled elsewhere.
And people
you're not going to revolutionize it. Sorry.
Yeah. YouTube has become G4. You can find the content G4 had on YouTube. That's the other thing too. If they were going to relaunch G4, they should have found people that they liked, that were talented, that didn't have followings, maybe one or two people with followings, and then build the audience from the ground up. They wanted to just kind of like start with the baton in their hand and go. And it was just not a good look. I think you can kind of see it after a few months. Because before G4, there was a station that tried to do the same thing called Ven. And they kind of did it from the ground, but Ven went under in a year too. TV channels on Twitch do not work when they're so big. Like Giant Bomb works because it's a small crew and everyone has it established, right?
But even if you take a look at GB, like the Giant Bomb, they're being gutted too. Like you're watching
Well, they
a lot
have
of their
Fandom, right?
personalities and jump off, and then Fandom went down like a week ago. And actually, I was thinking about Fandom earlier because that's how some of their employees found out too. Was like they saw a tweet from somebody else, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm fired because the whole company just caved in.
Yeah, so, for some sectors, right? It's a wild time because everyone's kind of consolidating. Well, and it's our time to strike, boys.
Yeah, I mean, and also, right? Like I complain about this on a couple different episodes, but number one, let's stop cashing in on nostalgia. I know that some people here are like, I know. Listen, I'm not about it. I'm not about like. I know that you guys are all about the remaster of Dead Space in January. I know that BioShock Remastered came out. Right, we're recycling it. We're just cleaning it up. It's like, where's the new content? And to Shelby's point, streaming has changed the type of content that you can make, right? Because there's two types of content. You can either do something high value that takes a long time, like a weekly episode that's condensed to 30 minutes that you drop on YouTube, tons of information
that we have
exactly like gaming productions, tons of research. Or you can do continuous, right? Like continuous lower quality content where you're going to be able to cherry pick out certain moments from within that and go like, here's the highlights. Sort of like what we do with ours, where we're just constantly putting out content. And then you might go back and watch a couple hours of stream and go, oh, there were 3 or 4 really funny, iconic moments.
Yeah.
And then you hit big on one of those moments. And then everybody goes, okay, we're going to start following you now. You can either do 1 or 2 of those models, but it seems like, even though I didn't watch the G4 at all the second time around, seems like they were taking this high production value thing and trying to squeeze it into the continuous model. And to your guys' point, it's already been filled. Everybody has their favorite creators that have their brands and know what that they can get the same content.
Yeah,
I think the thing that is most shocking about this, in my opinion, is that these individuals on G4 had like very strong personalities and voices. Like, and to strike it big on streaming, you have to have the personality and you have to have the voice. They had those characters there. Like they had a recipe to really succeed, and somehow they're still failing because like they're throwing too much money at it. And I'm not blaming like the personalities or the actors that got overpaid, because in Hollywood, you got to get that money when it's good, baby. You know, you got to go when the iron's hot.
Get the getting, right? I don't. It's not their fault. It was bad. Right? Yeah, it's bad spending for sure. And I think though sometimes you got too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like you need people that play a role. Like Eric and I talk. So like a shtick. Like everyone needs a thing, right? Not that shtick, like a comedic bit. Like I think what Eric does that's unique on his Pokemon show. You don't see a lot of people play the card game and open the cards. Right?
Yeah, so get a new shtick.
Shtick. So what's your shtick? What you're gonna be the hat comic? What is your thing, Shelby?
What's the hat? I don't know what the hat comic
I don't just go wear different hats on every episode.
Eric, I think a shtick is not what you have. You're so much bigger and better than a shtick.
True. I don't mean a shtick in a bad way.
Okay.
Eric has a big shtick that he does a really good job with. And, you know, he does the best he can with his shtick.
I've stepped in a big pile of shtick once or twice before, and it's never good for anybody. Speaking of shticks,
big piles of sticks. The Bayonetta shtick.
Oh, yeah. The Bayonetta shtick definitely is really something that is kind of sad. So this is a story that came out today. It's in regard to the voice actor for Bayonetta 3.
Well, it's kind of sad. I don't know if you've seen the turnaround with this. So what do you know about it, Shel?
So last I heard, she was being offered a very low salary for her voice acting in Bayonetta 3.
Then comes in Jason Schreier, who reports with a smoking gun, a hidden source, that he has seen contractual proof. He can't show it because it would expose his source. He doesn't want to do that. Journalistic integrity, right? And all that. So the original, from what he's found and what they have, they offered her $4,000 a session, a recording session. So that would have topped out to like $25,000, but she wanted $100K in residuals, which is a big ask, right? And it's maybe it sells a bunch, you make a bunch of money for it. And then the internet did a bunch of research on her and her past, and she's got some like but now there's two sides. People were really quick to jump and like do the whole like virtue signaling, like, I'm not going to buy this game because they're underpaying it. Because she made a video which she was responding to the fandom and trying to get the fandom on her side. And what I think Platinum's going to end up doing is lawyering up, and they're going to have some proof about what they offered her. And I think, Jason Schreier's been reporting video game news for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Bloomberg. For those that don't know, he started in Kotaku. He's one of the most.
Yeah, he was like the backbone of Kotaku for many years.
He's a real journalist. He does deep research. He did all the exposed on Crunch at Rockstar and at Project Red, and I think this is just a sign of you can't react right away. Like, oh, that's sad, and I hear your side of the story, but is everyone's side of the story true?
Yeah, and I think acting is hard, man, especially right now. You know, you kind of saw the rise and fall of actors in Hollywood. I don't want to get too off basis, but like there is no George Clooney as of right now. Like what's happening is the IP is kind of foremost and the actors seem secondary right now. And I think you're also going to see that in games. Like Bayonetta is the character, and if the voice changes slightly, so be it. I mean, a great example of this is that Mario trailer that came out, and the guy that voiced Mario for 30 years isn't even in the movie. It's like
he's in the movie. He's in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's not Mario. Yeah, he's not the main. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, like, I hope that they do well by her. I think it's going to be hard for her. Yeah. Acting is a tough gig. You show up, you do your thing, you go home, and if you can get residuals, awesome. But I don't think that that's happening on the regular basis.
But I want to ask you guys something. Would you want the Mario movie to be that voice, the Yahoo Woohoo, the whole time for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
You'd want that?
Yeah, okay. Probably. Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard to say. I don't know that guy. You're right. It would be overkill to hear him. Hoo ha, woohoo! Like,
I mean, like in the game, I like it. And then I was thinking, like, if they're trying to have a serious scene, like when I watched that trailer, Jack Black brings the thunder as Bowser. Like that scene that they show is good.
Yeah,
and
talk
Chris
about
Pratt,
ruining the Mario romance scene. You know what I mean?
Chris Pratt sounds like Linda Belcher from Bob's Burger. If you watch that trailer and you think of Bob's Burgers, because do you guys watch Bob's Burgers?
No, not yet.
You've never watched Bob's Burgers? Oh, it's good. Linda Belcher's the mom, and it's like a mid-Brooklyn accent, and it's a male voice actor that does the voice of the mom, and it's Chris Pratt's voice. That's what it is in the movie. So now all I hear is Linda Belcher when I watch the trailer. I'm like, yep, that's right. Spot on.
I still want to relive the Mario romance scene as Marnetti. You know what I mean? Like, does Peach take him up to the top room of the castle, and he's like, I'm gonna win. Like, how does that work?
I don't think Mario ever gets to romance. That's the problem. What? Like every time, like he ends
he's
up
a plumber. He knows how to
Bowser.
lay pipe. That's all I'm saying.
You took the low-hanging fruit. You just had to do it.
How many times has that princess been recaptured? And I mean,
at least 15, 20.
At least 15.
Yeah, she's stepping out on purpose.
Yeah, she wants to escape the oligarchy of Mushroom Kingdom. She wants her freedom.
That's right. They're like, You don't want to see Mario after a few mushrooms, kids. You don't. I need to get out of here and go live with Bowser. He loves me.
At what point is at what point is Mario just like a creepy stalker ex-boyfriend that just can't let go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did we just solve Mario? Like, did we just fix Mario, guys?
I mean, there was the theory that he was a communist too. So creepy ex-boyfriend.
You heard it here first, folks.
What dark corners of the internet are you finding these?
You have not seen the Game Theory episode where Mario is a communist?
Speculation News Network. No, I haven't. I'm gonna go check that out. Actually, there. So wait, there's a whole game theory that Mario's a communist.
I will send it to you. I will post it in the Discord.
Okay.
Dr. Z sounds
in the Discord.
Sounds like victim blaming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get away from this.
Dr.
Actually, it's like all seriousness. Be kind to each other. Don't do things you shouldn't be doing. And welcome to the rated R Mario movie coming next fall.
And don't be a communist.
Yes.
I mean, look, he's wearing a red suit. Is it any more like obvious?
He does have a Stalin style mustache. This is starting to connect to me. Yeah. We broke Phil. Good.
Moving on, I'm very excited about the new Spider-Man that is set to release for 2023. They've come out and said, yep, it's happening. Spider-Man 2 coming in 2023. As many of you know, I just came off of Miles Morales and I was like, oh yeah, this game's coming out.
Nice.
Well, I went to go play the trailer and I think it's worth reminding everybody that Miles Morales and the OG Spider-Man are going to be in the sequel. And I'm so happy that it's going to hold for next fall. Who's excited?
There should be Venom if they really want to win everybody over.
And actually, Venom is in this movie or is in this game.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's right there.
Do you get to be Venom, though? That's the question.
That is a great question. So, I mean, I'm happy that they're holding the date for September of 23. It's still a ways off. You still have 11 months, so don't get too excited. But this has also been announced for PS5 exclusively. So this is like a break from PS4 to PS5. So, Phil, we finally have a reason for you to justify a purchase of a PS5. Are you excited?
Now, this whole story, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't read it, but just the headline, I'm already annoyed by this whole story. This story right here being announced in 2023 is everything I hate about the internet.
Right.
Why?
Everything I hate
get
about
excited to celebrate.
No, stop. Because you know why? Because it's probably not going to come out till 2024. And they're telling you, just tell me 2 months before you're about to launch the game. Don't tell me that in 13 months you're going to put out another game. That's a whole nother lifetime away. I don't even know if I'm going to like Spider-Man in 13 months. You know what I mean? Like, just tell me it's dropping in 2 months. As a matter of fact, just drop the game. Don't even bother telling me when it's going to come out. If it's a good game, it'll sell. Like, I know you got to drive revenue and you need people to invest in the project. I get that. That's really what it's all about, is like, yeah, we're still making this game. So if you want to invest in us, please come give us some more money so we can finish this. But for me as a consumer, this is annoying. I don't like, this is already right now, this is going into the mental circular bin for me. Already gone. I forgot that you even said it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in 2023.
Okay, I'll talk to you in September of 2023 when you're wearing your Venom mask and you're in line to midnight release of Spider-Man 2. I know you're excited.
It's like when they start talking to me about the release of the next Elder Scrolls game. I'm like, don't talk about it. Don't show me screenshots. Don't tell me. Don't show me a flyover of anything. Stop. It's going to come out in 10 years. Let me know in a decade when the PS6 is coming out.
Can they let you know they're working on it? Or does that bother you? Like when someone says, hey, hey, we're working on it. Or is that more reasonable?
When we were kids, they never did this. They didn't say, oh, we're working on this thing that's really fun. They're like, there's a game coming out tomorrow. You're probably going to want to buy it. And then everybody was like, what? GoldenEye's coming out? And we were like, yeah, dude, it's like, it's going to be a multiplayer where you can shoot people and use proximity mines. And we were all like, yeah, that sounds really great. Now you get to look forward to speculating for Speculation News Network. You get to speculate for 19 months about a potential 8-hour campaign that's coming out in 19 months. So for me, that's a big giant thumbs down. I'll talk to you next year.
Yeah, I'm not here for that either. I like knowing, though. I'm kind of with you too, Phil. I love it when a game's like, here's the trailer, and guess what? It drops today. That's actually the best. When you're like, oh, I can get this now, right? You've been hoping that. I've been saying for years, if they want to do Half-Life 3, that's how they have to do it. Here's the trailer, and guess what? You can go get it today, right? Like, if that would be the ultimate Half-Life 3.
But Half-Life Alyx already came out. Nobody cared.
That's not Half-Life 3. It's Half-Life VR.
Well,
it's Half-Life 2.5.
Pretty much Half-Life 3.
It's Half-Life 2.5.
So you're saying that if they had put a ton more marketing behind it, that more people would have cared about the game? No way. They're gonna play it and be like,
well, nobody cares about VR. That's their problem. They should not have released a VR game.
It's also because like VR prices for the Meta Pro or whatever we talked about last week are $1,400.
Sounds like you're a meta amateur, dude. You're not allowed to wear a headset ever again.
I'm not.
Unless you get your license, you're not allowed to be
meta
in the meta.
Out of here, dude, with that nonsense.
Guys, let me in the meta. Nope, you don't have a card. You made fun of us.
Well, then, and also, right, like, think about it like this. Like, those of us that do have kids, right?
Yeah.
You're not coming home at the end of a long day to drop on a VR headset when half of your ear is listening for your kids upstairs anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening upstairs to hear if my son's getting out of bed.
Or if they were talking and then they get quiet all of a sudden, that's what you're really listening for.
Whoa. Post
Malone magic cards?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you can get my take. I'm Googling it right now.
Oh my
I love
gosh,
doing a
Post
hot take.
Malone. Dude, you know Dr. Z. He knows that I love my Posty. I came up the other day and I was like, dude, you gotta listen to this new Post Malone song. He's like, yeah, I've heard this. It's not any good. I'm like, you're a liar. This is great and you know it. So I turned it up louder. And we
has Dr. Z gotten his Dr. Z gotten his Pokemon card yet, Casey?
I need to give it to him. I've been waiting to
Yeah,
see
you
him.
need to give it to him.
I'll just go mail it to
Are
him.
you
You're right.
trying
I'll
to be the middleman on these Pokemon
No, I have it
cards?
sitting. I was like, okay, we're gonna get together and finally play Gloomhaven. I've been jonesing for that too. We had this play, but I'm just gonna mail it to Dr. Zubat at this point. Yeah, I'll just mail it to him.
You need
here,
to,
I have it
you
right
need to
over here.
deliver
Hold
it
on.
to him. You need to deliver it to him.
Uh-oh, careful.
Hand it to him.
Careful. There's going to be like a coffee stain on this. There's going to be a monster stain.
Well, I'm looking at the cards. Okay, there's 4 cards. No, there's more than that.
Do the magic cards have face tattoos? People are
I
asking.
had it hidden in this D&D book, keeping it nice and preserved for him. I have it right here, ready to go. Check my mail every day. Fine. You know what? I wait for a Christmas card.
Casey,
dude, Dr. Z.
That needs to be hand delivered. That needs to be hand delivered.
I mean, hand delivered and wrapped. We need you to put it in wrapping paper.
Here's the thing. The art on the cards looks cool.
Yes.
I'll give it that. Although I will say that in general, I don't like crossovers like this.
Okay, I gotta see this. I gotta see this Post Malone. How can I? I'm just gonna put it
have
into
to
Google and hope it works.
It works.
But yes, I will send that to you, Doctor. If you're not going to have us over for Gloomhaven, fine.
I typically do not like crossovers of any kind. I typically don't. I'm like the kid who likes all of my components of my dish separate on my plate. I like my peas with my peas and my mashed potatoes with my mashed potatoes when it comes to food. And
you also like pre-ordering games like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, 13 months in advance with a special trophy that
comes
with it and a couple sweatbands.
What about
for
Zelda?
$900?
Would you pre-order Breath of the Wild if there was an exclusive worthwhile?
Well, no, because Breath of the Wild was garbage.
Another hot take from Underpowered.
No, another bad take from Shelby. Yeah, go ahead, Shelby. Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. We're moving on. We're moving on to our final segment, and I don't really know what you guys want to do.
Or do you want to do? What do you want to do?
So many
you already
things.
picked, man. You already know what we're doing. We're doing the cupcake game. Load it up.
You want to do the cupcake game?
That was your suggestion.
Super
Roll with it.
Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Super Smash Brothers or cupcakes?
Okay. What is this cupcake game?
We have to figure out which cupcakes each one of these belongs to.
Okay. So I can barely see.
Okay. Well, this isn't going to work very well.
So you pick one or you type it in at a time?
Glasses.
Okay, I see Minesweeper.
Okay.
Yeah, I see Monopoly. I see Jenga.
Donkey Kong.
Minesweeper.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Marbles. Marble Madness.
I see Battleship. I see Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Checkers.
No, that's not checkers.
For those that are listening to the audio version, it's cupcakes that have a logo. Domino's is on there. And you have to type in a time limit and try to beat the timer under 10 minutes for 36. We've got 6 out of 36. Backgammon. Good luck spelling that, Shelby.
Yeah.
Boom,
I got it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Is that
Monopoly.
Snake? What's that one right there?
Hold on. Get Monopoly.
Shoots
Monkeys in a Barrel.
Jenga.
Ooh, that's what that is. Thank you.
Oh.
It's
what did I do
Jenga.
here?
Operation.
Shoots and ladders. What did I do here?
Shoots. CH.
Hold on. Shoots. No.
That's not right.
Hit this off. It's SCHUTES.
Oh, duh.
TES.
What the what? There's no S in it.
Oh no,
there's no S in it, guys.
It's no S. Yeah, it shoots.
What's that? That's the one with the Candyland.
Monkey in a Barrel.
That's Candyland.
Monkey in a Barrel.
Never mind.
Monkey Barrel.
No, it's monkeys in a barrel. So like monkey apostrophe in barrel. I'm pretty sure.
It was a Barrel Monkeys.
That's it. It's Barrel Monkeys. Franklin.
Is that Jenga?
Ayo, spelled it incorrectly. What's this one with the mushrooms?
Monkey in a Barrel. Monkey in a Barrel.
Is that
That
Space
one's-
Invaders?
Space Invaders, I think maybe. GEN.
Jenga. Space Invaders?
Chess. Nope. Chess is down there.
Operation.
I see Pac-Man.
I see Operation, yeah, and Pac-Man. We didn't get Pac-Man. What's the name of that game?
I see
Scrabble.
Pong. Pictionary. Or no, not Pictionary. I see Pong.
It's not Pong. It's like Pong. I want to say it's like
Rock,
The
paper,
Brick
scissors.
Breaker?
Rock,
Breakout.
paper, scissors.
Forever Bounce or something.
Frogger.
Frogger, yep. Oh,
Simon
Categories. Categories, my favorite board game.
Yeah, you spell categories.
SCA scat. Categories. So like scatter, SCATTER, and then gories, GORIES.
Oh, wow, you were right. I hate it when
Simon
you're right.
Says.
Operation. I know Phil said that earlier too. I see. Oh, we got it. Okay.
Frogger.
What's that? What's that one?
Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, Tomb. Look at the Tomb Raider one. It's just Laura Croft's midriff. Scrabble.
Tic-tac-toe.
L, huh? Scrabble
LE.
we got. We already got it.
Tetris.
What's this one with the black and white?
What's that called? I just played that the other day. It's
It's not
I think
mahjong.
it starts with a Q.
Clinko? No.
No, not.
You have Simon Says. You have Tetris.
Go. They're called Go. That's what it is. Go. Just Geo.
That's Candy
That's
Crush.
not it?
No.
No, it
I
starts
do-
with a
do
Q.
Boggle.
It starts with a Q.
Candy Crush. What? That's not, or do Boggle.
Or that's not Boggle.
Boggle is right next to Sonic. Also Sonic the Hedgehog. And then Scrabble. Or no, what's that? Oh, that's Scrabble Rise.
Crossword.
Yeah. What is that? Is that Bejeweled?
That's
What
like
is that?
we're like
Yeah,
we're-
Bejeweled. Is that it?
No, this one's Yahtzee. You guys probably can't see that.
No, I'm talking about the one that's like Candy Crush, but it's crystals.
It might be
YA.
Bejeweled.
A before H.
Well, we have Sonic. We definitely have Sonic.
Oh,
Hey, the dyslexic guy type.
I know, right? Bejeweled. What
Hey,
are
we
they?
try to empower people's disabilities here, okay? Shelby, I believe in you. I'm just gonna be your motivational spell checker.
The one with the black and white pieces is Othello.
That's what it is.
Oh,
I thought it
okay.
was Go for some reason.
Othello, like the writer?
OTHELLO.
Wow, Othello or
Reversi.
Reversi. Okay.
And that's
Oh.
Bejeweled. That is Bejeweled. And the bottom next to Yahtzee. BE and then Jeweled.
BE, jeweled. 2 L's.
1 L. WE. No, WE. No. The E was fine. Sorry. JEWE.
There it
There
is.
it is.
Oh, okay. All right.
We have.
What's
we have
this one where
Sonic.
you stack
That's
the words?
Scrabble Rise.
Scrabble Rise?
Yeah.
I never played that.
Or try Scrabble Upwards. Scrabble Upwards. Change the A to a O. Like upwards.
A to the O.
Yeah.
Oh, is it just upwards? Yes, it is.
That's what it is. Upwards. That's what it is.
What's this
Sonic,
one?
you
This
see you
one
got
where they
some-
run and jump.
Oh, that's that old Atari game where he's in the jungle. Oh, what is that game?
We're missing 3, so we're missing that one.
We have Sonic.
We're missing this one. And this isn't Snake, right? No.
No,
Jungle
Maybe it's
Hunt.
called like
Jungle
maybe it's
Hunt.
like
It's Jungle Hunt.
Centipede. Maybe it's
Jungle Hunt.
Centipede. Is Jungle Hunt?
That's the one that's down below. That is not how you spell centipede.
Nope,
That
it's
is.
not, but that is. Thank
That was
you,
autocorrect.
Google
That's
autocorrect.
Jungle Hunt. That last one's Jungle Hunt.
And then you
And
have
then Sonic.
Sonic that you haven't done. Yeah.
Jungle Hunt? Yeah, I didn't. Oh, Sonic right there. Got it. No,
That's
what is
Jungle
that
Hunt,
one
isn't it?
called?
Or is it Pitfall?
Yes, that's it. It's Pitfall. Boom. Boom. Mission successful.
Nice.
3
Did it?
minutes and some change.
3
That was our
minutes.
time, or is that how much time we had left? Because we're that
That's
bad.
actually
Dude.
left.
Honestly, that was so stressful for me because spelling is my hero. Spelling is so easy. Like, I don't know why people don't do it all the time. I don't know why we made devices that corrected everything we spelled all the time.
Oh,
All right,
Just
roll,
like spell
roll,
type,
roll
really
over
quick.
with your last 2 minutes and do guess the game. Have you done it today already,
right.
Shelby?
No, I have not.
Are we gonna do the sound one? Can we do the sound one?
The hot game. We can, but
Well,
we are not good at it.
Here,
yeah, because you're here.
Yeah.
I think I got this one. I feel good about this.
What
I feel
is-
good about
is
this
it?
one. This one feels like Borderlands to me.
That's what
I was about to
gonna
say Borderlands.
Yeah, I just don't know which
Yeah.
one.
I don't know. Borderlands 3 done.
Oh, let's go.
Boom.
Let's
Let's
go.
do it.
3.
Get the sound
Borderlands
game
1.
loaded up.
So one thing I have noticed about Guess That Game, because I played more than I'd like to admit, they normally go with the first game in the franchise to make it a little bit more fair. Because, there's so many sequel heavy.
Great.
Oh, Borderlands.
Easy.
It's a great game. Man, those graphics look
biased.
horrible compared to like older stuff or to the newer stuff. What's the
What's the name of the website for the sound one?
I don't know. Normally, Shelby, you have it saved.
Is it in that doc that we have, the running doc for everybody? So that was Guess That Game. It's a daily thing here. I think it's in that one doc.
Try the Songlio one that was up a little bit higher up. Right there, that little Songlio.
Take me higher.
No,
hold on.
maybe
I'm
not.
gonna go into our. Thank you. He knew. Now I'm getting that stuck in your head. if that's it, then we got it. Right? I got that earworm in you.
Let's not go into the OneDrive with the internet on.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Not that I don't trust everybody out there, but I don't
and
trust
everybody
any of you.
has all of our stuff.
Hey, look at this. Look at this cool password document. This is cool.
Yeah. What is it? Rotating bits? That's what it is. It's Hurdle. Video game
hurdle.glitch.me. How did I forget that?
Hurdle.
Okay. Here we go. Let's do this
one.
thing. Yeah, we should. Okay. I have it up. I'm going to have to actually remove this and then re-add it, I think. Share screen. This one. Share audio. Share. Your audio's on. Please don't watch inappropriate things.
It sounds like every breath you take. That's the beginning of that.
This is some old retro game that I'm not going to know from the early 90s.
That's a
Streets of Rage.
That's Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is the only option we have. Oh my gosh, how in the world did you do that? Get out of my life. You nailed it on the first one. The answer is Street Fighter 2.
You're so good at this game, dude. That is unbelievable. That wasn't even a beat.
That wasn't even like a full 2 notes,
That was,
dude.
I didn't know whose it was. I'm like, that's Ken or Guile or someone. I would not have picked Zangief. Is it Zangief?
Wow.
I have a lot of hours to Street Fighter 2. That's one of my so before I used to go to my martial arts gym, my workouts, I would listen to Ken's theme on my drive. It's a good one. Ken's theme, and one of my favorite fighters, Demetrius Johnson, when he fought, he came out to Guile's theme, which I was like, yeah, nice when he did that. Street Fighter music, man.
That's awesome. I can't believe you nailed that.
That is unbelievable.
That is unreal. Like, I cannot believe you nailed that. I'm still in shock. I'm still in the document. Let me get back here. So I'm gonna take the next 5 minutes to go off. Are you ready? Before we wrap the show, Marvel has just premiered She-Hulk, the final episode, and things went bonkers, cuckoo, crazy. Like they have the fourth wall is completely shattered. Like, I don't know where they go from here. I don't know if this is just like a one-off series where they're just like about facing to the camera the whole time. But that final episode of She-Hulk was like, and I don't know if it was in a good way. Like, I don't know that I'm like totally on board for it. But if you're in the Marvelverse, if you've watched She-Hulk, That final episode is worth enduring that entire series. I know some people are into it, some people are not. My wife liked the show more than I did, which doesn't happen when it comes to Marvel content, but that last episode, oh my goodness. So that's what I have to say about Marvel. Now we have 4 weeks until Black Panther.
I'll check out. I'm over it. It's too much. There's too much Marvel.
It's never too much. You got to fill the void. You got to fill your sadness void with something, and it should be Marvel.
I downloaded Marvel Snap, the card game, so I'm gonna fill my sadness void with that. I'm interested in that.
So did I. Have you played through the tutorial yet?
I just downloaded it before I got on with you guys. I did watch The Boys season 3 though.
Ooh, tell me more.
Definitely. That show goes so hard, and
yes, it does.
Dr. Z in this chat, She-Hulk is worth it. I agree. That last episode, but this Boys season 3. Sorry to derail you.
No. She-Hulk's good. I saw the complaint like she doesn't break the fourth wall, and then people that read the comic are like, yeah, she does. It's like canon. She's kind of like Deadpool. Her and Deadpool, I guess, in Marvel vs. Capcom talk about how they break the fourth wall, and like there's like side chatter in that game.
I mean, like I'm not like the comics aren't the Bible for me though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the comics. Like they could completely depart from the comics and I wouldn't know. Like honestly, if they just tell a good story and I'm game, like I'm here for it. I don't care. I'm not loyal to like the comic books. But Boys season 3, I just wanted to shout out Dr. Z.
I've heard the comic. 3,
that thing goes places.
Yeah. I'm curious where they go moving forward because they do this real like they politicize it really well with like extreme leftist, extreme right, and how it ties into superheroes, and it's really good. And I'm curious to see. I think, and I don't mean this. I hope in a way, season 4 should probably be the last season, and not because it's bad, but just because of you can't like the end game has been laid out at this point. With that, and I'm excited for that ride. But Eric, I want you to tell everybody the show you've been watching.
Ooh.
No.
Why not?
Is it Vampire Diaries?
I've been watching Ancient Aliens.
No.
Yeah, let's get that tinfoil hat on, baby. I'm here for it too.
Oh man. No, I've been trying to get watch One Piece again, but he's been stalwarting it.
No, instead you need to just watch.
You bring up the One Piece. I'm sorry. When One Piece starts, when you make Chopper cry, I'm not.
Chopper cries all the time. He's a baby.
Yeah,
but you know what? You can never go back.
Eric's favorite character got bent out of shape, rightfully so.
So shows and video games lose me.
Yeah,
that's just something that happens. I don't feel necessarily compelled to finish a show or a video game because I'm already that far into it. I'm just going to endure. If it starts to suck, I'm out. I'm done. Get me out of here. I've lived through what was that? Supernatural. Any of you guys watch Supernatural?
Mm-mm.
Sean's a big Supernatural fan.
So
that guy, he's in The Boys. He's in The Boys season 3.
So that was a show that was a lot of fun for a while, and then it sucked for like 3 seasons. I'm like, I've been watching this, like hoping this gets better. It's just not.
Walking Dead's the same way.
Walking Dead is kind of the same.
Is Ancient Aliens just a continuation of Supernatural?
Yes.
Think about it. It's not a bad observation. Just saying, I'm here for it.
Honestly, these days for me to watch a show is kind of rare. I typically just watch stuff that fills time while I eat food. That's the extent of what my Netflix does. So
yeah. Well, before we started recording tonight, Eric and I were talking about what his next game is going to be, and he's dancing between Brilliant Diamond and The Last of Us 2. And because I want to see my favorite character cry, I suggested he play Last of Us 2.
I think that's good. I know he downloaded Brilliant Diamond too, because this is the thing. That's one of the only Pokemon games he hasn't played. He has not played Diamond.
Really?
Well, yeah. I found the 3rd gym, but I can't fight the gym leader yet, so I've got to go to another town. So I'm
you're in the big city. I know where you're at. Yep.
I'm working my way through Brilliant Diamond, and it's a lot of fun.
She's actually like the 4th gym leader or 5th. They get you with that. I hated that.
Oh, they played it. Okay.
Well, can we talk about how these two games are so completely opposite in tone? It's like these are your two choices.
Like Last of Us is about having a companion, like a Pokemon.
No, it's
They
not.
follow you around.
Last of Us is the
dies,
Holy
it makes
cow.
you sad.
Do you want me to
really
drop
are.
100 pounds of bricks on you the entire day, or do you want to play something fun and eat cotton candy? Which would you like to do?
Casey, clearly you have not seen any of Last of Us.
No, I know it's super sad and intense.
I don't know if it's ever going to come to Switch.
Yeah, I don't think super sad is a good way of justifying how Last of Us is. Last of Us just grabs a hold of your emotions and just shakes you around and just beats them out of it. It's the heaviest game.
Shelby, if it came
so
to the
heavy.
Switch, the Switch would just.
I still wouldn't play it.
Because of
Dude,
how bad it is.
I would just love to watch children accidentally wander into The Last of Us on Switch. Like, give me that hidden camera show.
Well,
like, I want to see that play out.
Do you think the show, since we're talking about what you're watching, do you think the show is going to do well? The Last of Us TV show?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed Last of Us 1 and 2. I thought they were very well done. I'm documented on this cast talking about them at length. I don't know if I need a show on top of both of those very heavy, very well done games.
Okay. I know, it's kind of like just play the game, right? Because that's all they're doing. I don't know how they do it different.
Well, it's like a trailer on here.
Yeah, have you seen the Village? Or what? Not the Village. The Road.
Ooh,
it's like watching. It's
with Tom Hanks.
No, The Road was with like Viggo. Was it The Road? The one with Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. You're right.
Book. It's like you watch it once and you're like, I'm good.
Current gen game.
Dude,
Switch is current gen, sir.
Throwing stones.
I want to see Casey play something that isn't Nintendo.
Then I would be doing something that's fun. And technically, if you play a Square game, it's not Nintendo; it's a Square game. So you guys need to grow up and learn about
picked up anything outside of a Switch.
Yeah, Triangle Strategy, which I know Eric and I both just played, just finally launched on Steam. So if people are looking to try a good tactical RPG. No, Shelby and I were talking. I downloaded the 3 House expansion because it's only 8 hours. So I was gonna run through that, and next week, Shelby, me and you can talk.
We need to, because 3 Houses, I tried playing it again last night, and all I do is get stressed every time I turn it on.
That's so funny. Like
I don't like it. I made the mistake of going back to the monastery 2 weeks in a row, and I got here and I was like, I just wasted this whole day. I don't have anything to do here. I already did everything. I just wasted the whole day. This was a whole week out of my calendar.
Would you stream it for a day, and then I can help you through it just so I can see and backseat game?
I don't like to cry on camera, but I'm not above it.
Okay, good. Do it for the views. And actually, I want to see more Village too.
We tried last week, but it was taking an update. Yes, more Village coming this week at some point. And beside that, we're gonna continually keep putting games out. I know we're talking about morning streams, we're talking about different things. Pokemon's coming at you left and right. I will get some more Resident Evil out this week. I tried to last week, but it didn't pan out. Instead, we did Fortnite, which was way fun. We already talked about that.
And we'll do some Overwatch. Phil and I can link up and play. I want to play with Phil, and I think it'd be fun if all 4 of us could play. That'd be good.
Yeah, I was gonna get. Even though we're the Casey on the Switch, Casey's and I are the only 2 so far that have played Overwatch 2, which came out last week. So I think puts us ahead of everyone right now.
You're a bunch of bums.
Yeah, bunch of bums. Okay, before we leave, and I know I keep trying to wrap this down with one more thing on my mind. Which character should I main out of the gate, Philip? What's a good, easy to onboard character?
Well, what I tried to do with Nathaniel is what I would do with you. Is play a tank, play Diva, play something that can just absorb lots of damage. See, the problem is that it's not like Apex or Modern Warfare where you can get kills with everybody. Like the healers are really healers. Like you're not gonna be going around smoking.
Mercy
everybody.
does not kill anything. You're like, she can melee. That's about it.
Right, and the DPS characters, they die pretty much instantly unless they're being healed. Right, so but they do a ton of damage. Right, so this is where you're seeing the strategy of the game is that, and this is what I was trying to explain to Nathaniel when we did our playthrough, was that you have to know what you're doing. You can't just jump into the game and just be like, oh, we're going to run around and get 10 kills and do all this stuff, right? I'm a DPS. I have to know who the other DPS characters are. I have to know who the healers are because I'm going to be chasing after them to get kills. If I'm just shooting all of my bullets at a tank, then I'm wasting my time and I'm not going to run with any kills. So if I were you, I would play a tank because they have tons of life and you're probably not going to die that much.
It also depends on the game mode too. Like when you're doing like the one where you're protecting the car or whatever that one is. I don't remember. That one really, team comp is important in knowing your role. But if you just do no ranked matches to figure out the game, that's fine too. But just know you're going to get owned. Like it's one of those things, like if you want to get good, you're gonna have to suck for at least 10 hours, and then you'll start figuring it out. But I know you played shooters. I think you'd be a good like Soldier 76 or Reaper. I think you could play Reaper.
So I'll actually give you an answer. So support character Lucio is probably the easiest one to pick up, play, and be useful.
Is that the rollerblader?
Yes.
The rollerblader. Damage-wise, Soldier 76 is going to translate the easiest as far as being able to be mobile, do damage, and be effective. And then
Tracer maybe too.
And then that's being in too tight. There's a lot of Tracer's a really fast character.
What about the ninja? What about the ninja guy?
He's hard to play. He's
very hard.
Stay away. And then Diva's going to be a great tank to learn how to play.
Yeah. Diva's a tank that does a lot of damage.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna be into this game. But you know what? We can always switch gears and play Fortnite.
The ninja was the first character where at the second hour of our playthrough of the game, that was when Nathaniel's whole personality started to shift because somebody who knew how to play Genji was just running around using ultimate, just swiping and killing everybody. He was like, that character is so cheap. That's so not fair. And it's like, okay, you're feeling it now.
If you know how to play it effectively, the way the character plays is very simple, but I think Bastion is a character that actually you need to play with some intelligence. But if you're good at hiding and finding places to go, and you can't just sit there and camp. You actually have to move too.
You need to be with Bastion. Your group.
Yeah, but Bastion is a really good character too that you can play effectively.
I'm gonna give. I want to do right now a little underpowered pool on the over/under on the number of minutes that Shelby plays before he signs out.
30.
Price is Right rules, which means if you go over by 1 minute, you're out.
Okay, I'll take 30 flat.
30 flat.
I just want you guys to know. I just asked you which character should I start with, and now I have all the anxiety of Fire Emblem burning through my heart.
It's different. Just play Soldier 76, Shelby. You just go in and shoot and help do DPS.
Boy.
And just so you know that they'll yell at you if you do bad.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
turn chat off. Turn chat off.
That was one of those Dota nightmares that I've been putting off for an eternity to come back. Hey, thanks for joining us this week. It's been fun. If you want more of us, you can follow us on our social channels. We are in all of them. You can see them in the attached description if you're listening on a podcast. Follow us on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, wherever you want to see us. If you're listening to a podcast on the audio version, give us a review. 5 stars, please. We love you. We'll see you later. That is a wrap for this week. We are out.
Play a game.
Play a game.